The sum of an arithmetic series. When the terms of a sequence are added, the resulting expression is called a series. The following are some examples of series. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a sequence where the difference between the second term and the first term will give us will be the same as the difference between the third and the second, and also the difference between the fourth and the third, or the fifth and the fourth. So this is a sequence because it follows or obeys a regular pattern. But when this sequence, when the terms that make up this sequence are added to each other, what we have is a series. So a series is when a series occurs when we add up the terms that make up a sequence. So this is an example of a series because 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 will give us a sum resulting from addition of the terms that make up the sequence. Same thing, this is a sequence, but because there's addition of each individual term, this becomes a series. So whenever the terms of a sequence are added, the resulting expression is called a series. Some series such as A, B, and C carry on forever. They are called infinite series. Once you see these three dots, it indicates that the series goes on, and there's no last term, so it continues indefinitely. That indicates that the series is infinite. It doesn't have an ending. It is often impossible to find the sum of the terms in an infinite series, e.g., the sums of A, B, and C cannot be found. Other series such as D and E have a definite number of terms. So this one, D has a last term. The last term here is 45. E has a last term, which is 10,000. They are called finite series. It is always possible to find the sum of a finite series. For example, find the sum of the first 100 positive integers. So you can see that the first 100 means that 100 should be the last term in this sequence. So if S is a sum, then S is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 dots, which shows that there are other numbers in between from 3 to 100. So for which, that is to say, in order to make it so economize the space, we have to put 3 dots to shorten the list. But this indicates that the other numbers between 4 and 98 are within these 3 dots. So if S is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus all the way to 100, then if you reverse the addition, that's 100 plus 99 plus 98, also all the way down to plus 1, what are we going to get? When we add 1 and 2 together, we're going to have 2s. S plus S will give us 2s. Then 100 plus 1, that's first term in this equation 1 plus the first term in equation 2, will give us 101. Second term in equation 1 plus the second term in equation 2, which give us 101. The third term in equation 1 plus the third term in equation 2 will give us 101. So what do we observe? We observe that 101 kept on reoccurring as the addition progresses between equation 1 and equation 2. So since there are 100 terms, instead of adding up 101 plus 101 plus 101, you just have to multiply 101 times 100. That is the number of terms, since there are 100 terms. So dividing both sides by 2 to eliminate 2 from here, so that S, which is the sum of the series which we are trying to look for, dividing both sides by 2, we're going to have S now as a subject of the formula, and that will now result to 1 over 2 times 101, 1 over 2 open bracket, 101 times 100 close bracket, and the answer is equal to 5050. So the sum of terms of the first 100 positive integers will give us 5050. Now let's look at the sum of an arithmetic series. The following expression represents a general arithmetic series where the terms are added. T1 plus T2, that's T1 indicates first term plus second term plus third term plus fourth term plus down to the nth term. So see the first term A plus second term A plus D plus third term A plus 2D plus all the way to the term before the last term, and then finally the last term. So A, D, and L are the first term, common difference, and last term respectively. Using the method of the example above, this example that I treated here, using the method of the example above, it is possible to find an expression for the sum S of the general AP. So S is equal to A plus, that's the first term, plus second term, plus the third term, down to the term before the last term, which is L minus D, and then plus the last term. Then in reverse, if we do our addition in the reverse, if we reverse our addition, not like reversing addition, if we reverse the order of the terms, here we started from the first term, so now we want to start from the last term down to the first term. So in reverse, it's L, which is the last term, plus the last term before the term before the last term, plus the term, two terms before the last term, down to the second term and to the first term. And if you add them together, just as we did here we started from the first term to the last term, and now here we started from the last term to the first term. So if we add these two together, adding equation 1 and equation 2 together, we're going to have 2s equal to the first term plus the first term in equation 1, which is A, plus the first term in equation 2 will give us A plus L. And the first term in equation 2 plus the first term in equation 1, rather the first term in equation 1 plus the second term in equation 1 plus the second term in equation 2 will give us A plus L. So also this third term in equation 1 plus the third term in equation 2 will also give us A plus L. So what we observe is that by the time the addition keeps going on, you discover that A plus L, A plus L, A plus L keeps on reoccurring, becomes a constant from this addition. So instead of just adding, what if there are up to 1,000 terms? Would you be able to add each term individually until you get to the 1,000th term? It will be too long, and it will be tedious, and it will be tasking. So what you should do is that just take one of the terms and multiply it by the number of terms, which is in this case is n. So 2s is equal to, so here's 2s equal to n A plus L, n multiplying one of the terms, one of the addition which we got from adding equation 1 and equation 2, which in this case is A plus L. So n times A plus L, where n is the number of terms in the AP. So finally, if you divide both sides by 2, you're going to have S equal to 1 over 2n, brackets open, A plus L. So this is one of the formulas for the sum of terms, or sum of an arithmetic series. The sum of terms that make up an arithmetic progression. This is one of the formulas. And when you use this formula, you use this formula when the first term and the last term is given. That's when this formula should be used. Now, this is not the only formula. There's still another formula. So let me just indicate by saying, so we use this formula when the first term and the last term are given, but we also have another formula that can be used to solve or get the sum of an arithmetic series, and that is this particular formula. And how do we get to this point? So given any AP where T1, which is the first term, is equal to A, T2 second term is A plus D, T3 third term A plus 2D, Tn the nth term is equal to A plus n minus 1D, and that's the nth term. Then the sum from the first term to the nth term. So if you add the terms from the first to the nth term, you will have A plus D, which is the first term plus second term plus the third term, all the way down to the nth term, equals equation 1. Then if we carry out the addition, also the sum from the nth term to the first term. So this is like reversing or carrying out addition in the reverse mode. So also the sum from the nth term, that's the last term, to the first term, we're going to have A plus n minus 1D plus A plus n minus 2, which is the term before the last term, D plus, all the way down to the second term to the first term, to this equation 2. So if we add 1 and equation 2 term by term as your code, that is the first term in equation 1 plus the first term in equation 2, and then the second term in equation 1 plus the second term in equation 2, the third term in equation 1 plus the third term in equation 2. If you add them up together, you discover that the result is consistent all through. You're going to have 2a plus n minus 1, which is the first term from addition, from adding equation 1 and 2, and then you're going to have 2a plus n minus 1. So it's going to continue till the last term. So we observe that 2a plus n minus 1d is reoccurring n number of times at the right hand side of the equation. Thus, we can see that 2sn, that is Sn plus Sn, which gives us 2Sn, is equal to n times 2a plus n minus 1t. So therefore, Sn is equal to n over 2. That when we make Sn the subject of the formula, we divide both sides by 2. So this will give us n over 2 bracket over 2a plus n minus 1t. So this is also a formula used for calculating the sum of an arithmetic series. So we use either this formula or this formula, but this formula is used particularly when the last term of the series is given. But if the last term of the series is not given, then this is the formula to be used to getting then this is the formula that, so when the last term is not given, this is the formula that you need to use to get the sum of an arithmetic series.